counting or not counting gang violence. Great.
Oh my God. Go, run, run. Oh.
I want to take a moment and step back from everything we usually do on this channel. The debates, the breakdowns, the criticisms, the calling out of hypocrisy. Because what just happened goes beyond politics. It goes beyond party lines, beyond ideology, beyond whether you were for Charlie Kirk or firmly against him. The fact is, a human life was cut short in the most brutal and senseless way possible. And that should leave all of us shaken. I know many of you watching had strong feelings about Charlie. So did I. He was a man who built a career out of stirring strong emotions, out of challenging people, out of taking positions that often put him at the center of controversy. And yes, I disagreed with him on so much. Sometimes I thought his words were reckless. Sometimes I thought his influence was harmful. But disagreement does not mean death. Difference of opinion does not justify execution. Charlie Kirk should still be alive today. He should still be standing on stages, behind microphones, saying what he believed in. And those of us who didn't like what he had to say should still have had the chance to respond, to argue, to push back. That's how it's supposed to work. That's what democracy is supposed to be, a battle of ideas, not a battlefield with blood spilled on the floor. And now with him gone, we're left with a hole. Not just for his family and his followers, but for our entire society. Because here's the thing, when we start killing people for their beliefs, we don't just lose them, we lose ourselves. We lose the fragile fabric that holds a free society together. Think about the ripple effect. A wife, children, friends, colleagues, people who loved him not because of his politics, but because of who he was to them personally, are now in mourning. His supporters, whether you agree with them or not, are grieving and angry. His critics, even those of us who clashed with him, are forced to ask ourselves a hard question. How did we get here? To a place where political disagreements are answered with violence instead of dialogue. And let me be clear. This should not become about scoring points, about saying, well, he said this, so... or he deserved that because... No. That kind of thinking is poison. Once we start justifying murder because of what someone believed or said, we're no better than the people who pull the trigger. I keep going back to this thought. Ideas are supposed to clash, people are supposed to argue, tempers are supposed to flare, but then, after all the shouting is done, we're still supposed to walk away alive. We're supposed to go home to our families. We're supposed to wake up the next morning and fight another day with our words, not with weapons. But Charlie won't get that chance. And whether you loved him or couldn't stand him, that's something to grieve. Because in losing him this way, we all lost. So here's what I want to leave you with. Take a hard look at how we talk to one another. Take a hard look at the anger, the bitterness, the way we dehumanize people on the other side of an issue. Because if we can convince ourselves that they're less than human, if we can convince ourselves that they're nothing but an enemy, then it's only a matter of time before someone picks up a weapon and acts on that belief. We can't let that happen again. Not to someone we agree with, not to someone we disagree with, not to anyone. So today, as strange as it might feel to say this, I say rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. I hope your family finds strength in the days ahead. I hope your supporters channel their grief into something better than hate. And I hope your critics, myself included, take this as a reminder of the line that must never be crossed again. We fight with words. We fight with ideas. We fight with arguments. But we never, ever fight with bullets. Let this moment hurt. Let it break through the noise. Let it make us better. Because if it doesn't, then what was the point of any of it?